Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to start with chapter 3, and the chapter name is Creating Tables in Word 2010. And in this chapter, we are going to cover several points, and those points are they are given inside a box on the left side of your chapter, page number 26. Those points are only these 4 points we are going to cover today, and these points are creating table, entering values in the table, inserting rows or column, or selecting cells. So let us start with the chapter. Okay. You all have learned to create and edit and format to add objects in your document. You all have done that in your class 5th, in your class 4th also. How you can type on Microsoft Word, how you can add a picture over there, how you can give color to any text, how you can edit anything. Edit means to add something or to delete or to manipulate something. Okay, you can also add audio in your documents, in your word processor, your Microsoft Word also. These are the things which you all have already done. So let us now learn to represent information in a tabular format. Okay, let us now understand how we can present our information in a table format. Now, what do we mean by table? Table does not mean a wooden table. Table in computer language means rows and columns. When you present your information inside a column and a row. Okay, so this is how we can create or present our information in a row format or a table format. So this is what we are going to learn, and this is how it looks. This is how it looks. Okay, it's there on page 26. You all can see that. I have shared my screen also, and soon I will be telling you how we can create tables. So before that, let us understand what are tables. Tables are used to organize the information in the form of rows and columns. Okay, in the form of rows and columns. Okay, rows and columns intersect each other. Intersect means they meet at a point. They cross each other at a point. Okay, and that particular section, that particular area or rectangular box is known as cell. Okay, that particular box area or rectangular shape area is known as a cell. So now I will share my screen. I have already shared my screen, and I will show you how you can create a table, how we can insert information inside a table, and how we can add more rows and more columns, and how we can select a particular area inside the cell, inside the table, and that area is known as cell. This is Microsoft Word. This is Microsoft Word, and in this we are going to start with the chapter, and that is creating tables in MS Word. You all know this, how to put any text in the center, how to make it bold, how to do everything. You all know this. So let us understand how we can create a table over here. For that, we have to click on the Insert tab on the ribbon. Can you all see the Insert tab over here on the ribbon? When you click on that particular tab, a button will open and it will say Tables over there. And as you hover your cursor over it, it will show you some details. A table is a great way to organize information within your document. As you click on it, you will get several options to create a table over here. How you can create a table? By simply selecting the number of rows and columns over here. If you go down, you are selecting number of rows. Kindly switch off your mic, children. Thank you. When you go down, you select number of rows. How many number of rows do you want in your document? And then when you go to the right side, you increase the number of columns. How many columns do you want in your document? So I am going to stick to 5 by 5. I want 5 columns and 5 rows. And as I click on it, it is automatically been added to my document. And this is how you can add a table or create a table with the help of simply selecting the number of columns and rows. There is another way to add a table, and that is, again you have to go to Insert tab, click on the table option, but instead of drawing the table like this, we are going to come to the option Insert Table. Okay. I will zoom this part so that you can see it easily. It is saying the number of columns and the number of rows. Now, I again zoom this option. What is it saying over here? The number of columns you want and the number of rows you want. I will stay with number of columns 5, but I will change the number of rows over here again to 5. And you have some other behavior inside your table. If you want to fix your column width, it can be done, or you want to auto fit any content, you can also do that. I will click on auto fit to contents. Remember, I'll click on remember and click on OK. And this is how it will appear. But if you want to change, you can simply click over here and stretch out your table. Click on the on the square box on the left corner, right down corner, and this is how you can stretch out your table. Okay, children. So now we have done 2 methods of adding a table in your Word document. Now we will understand how we can insert information inside a table. Insert information or data. Data is what? Information. Information can be of any type. It can be a picture, it can be an audio, it can be a video, it can be a document. These are all known as data or information. Now, if I want to type anything, if you want to type anything, that typed information will be known as your data. So, on the very first rectangular box, this area, this rectangular box is known as a cell. Now, I will click on it and I will type over here name. But as we can see, the shape of the table is changing on its own. I don't want that. So I will remove this table. I will again go to insert table, click on insert table, click on 5 by 5. I will click on fix and then click on OK. Okay. Over here, I want to type something, and that is name. I have clicked over here on the first cell and I have typed name. Then I want to add several subject names, that is English. Then I will move to another cell. I will write maths, then science, and then Hindi. Now over here I will give some name. I have written some name, and over here I will give some marks. And this is how you can enter any information inside your document, inside your table. I hope you all were able to follow. Now, let us change something over here. If you want to select any particular area and you want to increase the number of rows or column, how we can do that? If I want to increase, for example, I forgot to add one subject over here, and I want to add that subject column. I want to add another column. I want to add a subject over here. I don't have a space over there. How will I do that? I will simply select or click inside this particular science cell and then go to layout tab on top. Can you all see? It is over here inside the tables tool layout tab, and as you click on the layout tab you will get several options over here. Say some names over here: insert row above, insert row below, insert column left, insert column right. I want a column to the right side of the science column. To the science column I want another column to the right side. So I will simply click on right over here, insert right column, and as I click, another blank column is added, and now I can give the name of this particular column, let's say biology, and as I click, I type, I will give some marks over here, and this is how we can create, add and delete, or you want to add another column, another row, you can do that. In the same manner, if I want to add another column or a row in between Arjun and Trilok, I want another person over here, I will simply click on Arjun and then choose the option insert row below. And as you can see, a blank row with 5 columns are added over here. Now I can type the name of the other person, let's say Sumit, and then we can give marks over here. Like this. Now, for by any chance you don't want these columns, these rows over here in the bottom, what we can do and how we can delete them. Now, before that, let us understand how you can select a particular cell, select a particular column, select a particular row. If you want to select a particular cell, simply click inside that cell once and then triple click. Select the cell. This cell is now selected, and if I want to change any particular thing inside the cell, I can do that. How I have done this? First click inside the cell, then triple click, and the cell will be selected, and if you want to change anything, you can change it like this. Now, if I want to change or select the whole column, simply put your cursor on top of that particular column. Okay, you have to simply click on that particular column on top of it, and as you click, you can see a small black drop down arrow, and that arrow, as you click on that arrow, the whole column will be selected. And this is how you can select a whole column. Simply put your cursor on top of the column line and your cursor will change from an arrow to a drop down arrow, a black drop down arrow. And click on it and your particular column will be selected. In the same manner, if you want to click and select a whole row, simply click outside that particular column or row and it will be selected. Double click outside that particular row like this. Put your cursor right next to that particular row outside and double click and it will be selected. I hope you all can follow how I am doing this. I am again explaining how we can select a particular cell, a column and a row. Okay children? If you want to select any particular cell, you simply have to click inside the cell, triple click again and that particular cell will be selected. And if you want to make any changement, you can do that. Okay, you can also give a custom color to that particular cell and this is how it will appear. Now, if you want to select any particular column, you simply have to put your cursor on top of that particular column, wait for the cursor to change into a drop down arrow, black drop down arrow, and then click on it and the whole column will be selected. Now, if you want to select a particular row in the same manner, you have to click outside that particular row and double click. Put your cursor a little bit closer, not on the line, but a little bit closer, and then simply double click and that whole particular row will be selected. If you want to change anything inside that, you can simply change it. And this is how we can select a cell, select a column, select a row and change things how we want. So children, this was the chapter. This was all we had to do today, and the next part we will do in the next class. And in the next class we are going to cover delete a row or a column, resize a row or a column, and merge table cells. Okay, this is what we are going to do in our next class. Till then children, have a nice day, take care of yourself, stay home and stay inside, and God bless you all.